Hi, my name is Kelly Carnahan, and I am a client of Coach Jennifer. And I've known Lacey for several years, and she was my coach for a run team several years ago in the past, so I've worked with her for a while. And I just wanted to take a minute to come on and talk about the webinar that Lacey did the other night, but from a client standpoint, because I know it's easy to hear someone who's been through it all talk about it and who's come out the other side and talk about how it's hard, but you can do it and those things. But it's scary to start, and it's scary when you're in it, and it's intimidating and all of those things. So I thought I would come and talk to you from a person who is literally in the thick of it right now. So I've been working with Coach Jennifer for about 2 months. I am not even in a weight loss thing yet. I mean, someday it definitely needs to happen, but we're not there yet because I have a lot of other issues. I've had lots of health issues in the past, everywhere from chronic migraines to dystonic seizures that they could never figure out why, to chronic abdominal pain, to, let's see, I have rheumatoid arthritis. I was diagnosed with narcolepsy, lots of problems. And over the years, every doctor has given me a new pill, a new medication, a new prescription. They've changed them off and on. Very rarely do any doctors talk to each other. So when I say, but I'm already on this pill, are you sure that pill's not gonna affect anything? There's rarely any conversation. And so several times in my life now, I have found myself in a place where I was very sick, and I didn't know why. And I would have to go off of all medications to find out what was truly a problem and what was just a symptom or a side effect of another medication. And what I always wanted, what I always begged for, was somebody to help me find out why these things were happening. And I couldn't find that. Doctors don't have time for that. The reality is they have time to prescribe you a medication. It's an acute fix. It handles a symptom. We got to keep going. But that's not what I wanted. I wanted somebody to help me find out what is wrong with me and deal with it. And that is hard. And it's hard because you know it's going to take a lot of work. And it's hard because it's intimidating, and it's hard because there's not a quick answer. So sometimes you don't know if this is working. It feels like you're spinning your wheels. I get it. When it came time for me to finally say, okay, this is what I need to do with Lacey, I had been following her for a long time. Like I said, I knew her personally. I knew what she had been through. I knew her in her Ironman days, and now seeing what she's progressed to. And I knew deep down that it was the right thing for me, but I wasn't ready to do that yet because same hesitancy as everyone else. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be hard work. It's going to be expensive. There's going to be lots of trial and error. There's going to be pain and sadness and heartache and all the things that come with doing the hard work. So I wasn't ready, and I put it off and I put it off until I hit my own personal rock bottom and finally said, I have to do something. I have to try. And that's what I did. And I went and I met with Lacey, and then I met with Jennifer, and we came up with a plan. And for me, that plan doesn't look like weight loss yet. And sometimes that's hard because I'll be honest, I was ready to go have surgery, do the full mommy makeover, cut it off of me. I'm ready. I'm done living this way. But that's not right. It wasn't right for me. I met with the plastic surgeon. It wasn't right. I knew it wasn't right. I wasn't ready. That's not to say that won't happen someday in the future. If I feel like later on down the road, there's still things I want to change, I'm going to do that. But the smart thing, the right thing first is to deal with all the other problems that are happening inside my body. I'm tired. I have 2 little boys. One's about to be 6. One's about to be 3. I'm exhausted all the time. I can't play with them like I want to. I can't do the things I want to. I don't want them to think that mommy's sick all the time. And you know what? Some people are sick. It happens. And you know what? Even after I get everything done, I may still have RA flares. Those things are fine. But all they know of me is mommy's always tired. Mommy's always sick. And I don't like that. And I don't want that. So when we embarked on this journey, I knew it was going to be hard. And I've had ups and downs. I've had great weeks where I'm killing it, and then weeks where I am not, and I have failed myself, I feel like. And my coach has to talk me off that ledge. But one thing I can say is that I'm making habits and changes, and I can feel them and see them. Directly related to Lacey's video, her webinar, I watched it as a video because I have 2 little kids and they were off and I could not log on live to the webinar. But with direct relation to that, I am going through all sorts of hormone craziness. I have for years. I haven't been on the normal birth control. I was on a copper IUD years and years and years ago, probably 10 years ago, plus years ago. And then I started trying to have a baby about 7 years ago. I had my first son. We had miscarriage before him. We had several between my first and second. Found out I had low progesterone, had to be on progesterone treatments all through the first trimester with my second son. We are done having babies now. It was just too much for me and for my body. But I know there's hormone issues. I've known that there were hormone issues, but I always just thought this is just what my body was and you should live around it, right? Or that there's some sort of hormone treatment a doctor could give you later. I never thought about it the way I thought about other things where there's a root cause and I can fix it. And it's going to be hard and it's going to take a long time. It's going to suck. But I can fix it and not have to feel this way. I can fix it and be better and monitor it and take care of it. I don't have little girls. I don't have daughters that I need to show this to, but I do have sons that are seeing me be sick. And they're eventually, possibly, going to have wives or daughters. And I want them to be the kind of husband that we all want to support us in these times. So it's important for me to go through this journey openly. Also, right now, I am having all sorts of like hormonal swings. I'm finally getting my sleep under control. I'm finally getting my food under control, my water intake, my stress levels down, setting boundaries. I'm doing great work in the last 2 months or so with Coach Jen, and I have a long way to go. But I'm doing the work and I'm seeing the progress in my life where I feel stress relief, I feel rested, I feel hydrated, I feel good. But also my body has lived in this like crazy cortisol dumping zone for years and years. And so having that cortisol go down, I can even feel my hormones even more. They're even more obvious to me now. So now I'm starting the hormone testing. So now I'm starting all that other work. I know it's going to be hard. But one of the things I wanted to say is we keep talking about this hard work. And it is. It's not pleasant. I mean, sometimes you're like, well, I don't need to do that even though I want to. Or I need to get up and do that even though I don't want to. But I was so intimidated because I felt like I was going to have to completely upend my life. And my life was already chaos. My life was already stressful and overwhelming. And I just felt like I can't do that. I can't take on another thing. And then I worked with them and realized that's not what they want to do. And they'll tell you over and over, that's not what we want to do. We are not going to throw you into further chaos to fix your chaos. Like, that's not what's happening. It's hard because it's slow and it takes patience. And that's hard. Nobody wants that. We all want it to be fast. It's hard because sometimes you have to realize that you're part of what's making your life harder. One of the first things that we did when we started was Coach Jen said, so, you know, your work life is super hectic. It is 6 a.m. and I'm in my office right now. I had to leave my house by 5:30. To get here, I will probably work 12 hours today. I have a very busy life. I didn't think I could take on more. And she said, what would you think about 2 days a week? You leave the office by 5 p.m. And I thought, you are insane. I can't do it. I can't. There's too much work. But I tried. And I got to a place where I was leaving 3, 4, sometimes every day at 5. Now that can't always happen. I have some deadlines coming up and it's going to be some long hours. And that's okay for sometimes. But I was living in this place where I felt like the work is never ending, so I can never leave. It's always on me. And the reality is that's not true. I could have set boundaries. I didn't, because I didn't want to, and it was hard. And so this is the hard work we're talking about, is owning some things and being open to some changes that don't feel possible, but at least trying. They are hard, but sometimes they're extremely rewarding, because I didn't think that I could do that, and I did. And my bosses are still happy with me, and my family's even more happy with me because I'm present and I'm active and I'm with them, and I'm not exhausted and I'm tired. I used to think that I had to stay up all night and work all night because there was so much work to do. And now I go to bed every single night. Work does not happen at night unless there's some freak emergency. But I just wanted to come on as a client to let you know that yes, it's intimidating. Yes, it's hard sometimes. Yes, it's time consuming. But it does not add to your stress. It takes away from your stress, I promise. It does not add to your plate. It takes away from your plate. It helps in so many ways. I'm never wanting for food. I'm never wanting for anything. I never feel like I'm being judged. I never feel like I don't get to have the things I want. What they want for you and what the program they've set up does for you is it feeds your soul. It helps you back on track. It supports you, and it takes all of the guessing game out of it for you. So you're not wondering, am I doing this right? Is anything happening? You know, I didn't feel anything when I did it for a week. So this must not be working. Let me try something else. Let me try something else. We're all willing to try something else. We're all willing to put in $50 there, $100 there. It is expensive. I'm not going to lie. It's expensive. But I really, really believe it's worth it. And it's really changed so much for me in just 2 months that I feel like if you don't give yourself that opportunity, you'll kick yourself later down the road. But the reality is, I put it off. I put it off for probably 2 years, knowing better. And I'm bummed now looking back, because I could have done this a long time ago. But also, I'm okay with it because I'm here now. So if that's where you're at, just understand the hard work they're talking about is not upending your life. It is not taking over your life. It is not changing your life. It's not adding more chaos or adding more work. The hard work they're talking about is understanding patience, paying attention to things you didn't pay attention to before, a little bit more focus, holding yourself a little bit more accountable. And someone will be with you every step of the way to hold your hand through it. So before you give up on yourselves, before you say it's too hard, it's too much, it's too this, it's too that, just talk to them or ask them for our information and talk to the clients, because we'll tell you our experience and we're in the middle of it, and it's so worth it. So take the chance on yourself, take the gamble, do the thing. If you have any questions, tell Lacey, and I will talk to anybody. So I just wanted to share my story, and if it helps, wonderful. If not, nice to meet you. Have a good day.